I'm Stefan Beyer and I represent Solidified.
So tell us, where are we now and how are you feeling?
So we are at Eth Barcelona and I'm feeling good.
How was day one?
Day one, yesterday was busy. We gave a talk and a lot of people, but yeah, it was a good day.
Nice. Tell us more about your project and kind of why are you tackling the problem that you're tackling?
Yeah, so we are a security service provider. We audit smart contracts mainly, also some other crypto related layers like layer ones or off-chain code related to blockchain, but mainly smart contracts. And obviously as Solidified, we focus on Solidity as the name suggests. So the main idea is to provide companies, projects with a security service to review their smart contracts by a bunch of experts with a different background and provide them with hopefully a secure version of the result.
As you know, last year the topic of the conference was SolarPunk. This year it's also LunarPunk. So there's a bigger focus on privacy, on governance, on some of the challenges that the Web3 space has faced over the past year. So what are your reflections of everything that happened in the past year and what should the focus be now?
Yeah, I mean, obviously from our point of view, we look at everything from a security aspect. And there's, as you say, there's a big focus on CK, privacy, security, things off-chain, moving things on. Well, layer 2s are working and they have to bridge back to layer 1s. And all these privacy solutions, they introduce new security challenges, which we are obviously aware of and look into. And from a security point of view, over the last year or so, we've seen the attack surfaces shift to these areas where assets are bridged onto from layer 1 to layer 2 or vice versa. And that's a big challenge, obviously.
Mm-hmm. What do you think are some of the other big challenges that companies face today and that they should be more careful about?
So you mean in terms of security or in general?
Yes,
So I mean in terms of security, things are becoming more and more complex and also attackers become more and more sophisticated. And the same way we now know how to do zero knowledge stuff and work with layer 2s and do very complex bridging stuff, the attackers have learned to attack this. And the complexity and things like protocol composability, protocols working with each other, are something companies need to think about in terms of security. But until recently, you sort of developed a set of smart contracts, and that was a box. You know, it was closed, and you could reason about it, and you could make some statements about security. And now you can still do that, but you also have to take into account how it will interact with other systems and what will happen if this suddenly moves onto a layer 2 and there are different conditions, and what happens if this is bridged and their assets suddenly live on 2 different chains, and how does the protocol interact if it's called by another protocol that does strange things. So it's become very complex.
Yes. So you mentioned quite a few different concepts. I wonder, is there a trend or a concept that you're particularly looking to explore here this year at Eth Barcelona?
Not necessarily at Eth Barcelona, but in general, like the organizers of Eth Barcelona and everyone else, we've been looking at zero knowledge solutions, and it's interesting from the perspective of what the user can do. You know, the applications, privacy, scalability. And from our point of view, that's obviously interesting from security. So we're very much aligned with what the community is presenting here. I mean, I've noticed there are a lot of talks on privacy, zero knowledge, and in fact, it's more privacy than scalability, but based on the same technology.
For sure. Now, maybe more broadly, I want to know kind of your personal view of what excites you the most about the future of Web3.
It's difficult to be excited about the same things people have been excited about for the last few years. But I think we are seeing now real-world applications that actually make sense. They're not necessarily always the big finance applications, but they're starting to appear. And things like self-sovereign identity, have been talked
Also a big
about
topic
for
here.
but it's been talked about for a number of years, but it's becoming feasible now, and it's starting to make sense. That excites me more than the latest NFT marketplace, right? So,
Nice. Awesome. Thank you so much.
okay, thanks.
Okay, we're done.